Hey guys, I'm back here again with another video. Today's video is, if you've watched a little show by the name of The Walking Dead, it's taken the world by storm. As you can see, I have a poster right there for it. So, Season 4, the iconic Don't Look Back, after the fall of the prison. Man, what Season 4 was great. The governor stuff in there was just amazing. Critics didn't like it, but who cares? I did, and I'm entitled to have that opinion, and that'll be in some unpopular opinions, because I think that's the best stuff in The Walking Dead was the governor's two main focused episodes, I really believe. It's just, it was such a weird thing to see after you see everything that he did, after everything that he did to people in Season 3, going into Season 4, and then we see him at a low, and they try to make him relatable, and they actually do. And to make a villain relatable and understandable and likable is a very difficult thing to do. And The Walking Dead does it repeatedly. They've done it with the governor. They did it with Negan. Alpha, not so much. Which is why when I get to this is going to be a Walking Dead seasons ranked. So I'm going to rank seasons 1 through 9. And then I'm going to rank 10, even though I've only seen a few episodes here and there. I'm going to rank my thoughts on it so far, and eventually I will catch up with Season 10, probably somewhere before the season finale, which is going to get announced, I believe, sometime later this week. By the time this posts and this is uploaded, we may already know when the season finale for Season 10 of The Walking Dead is supposed to premiere. Hey guys, I know this is a detour from the video, but I have to make this sudden, quick announcement. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Over 70% of you that watch my videos are not subscribed to my channel. Please click the goddamn button. Come on, they can't be that bad. Are they really that bad? Please click the goddamn button. It helps me out as a content creator, and I very much appreciate it. Please click the goddamn button. I'm almost begging you at this point. Now let's get back to the video. So, in 10th place, people who know me and my Walking Dead opinions, this should come as no surprise to you guys, The Walking Dead Season 8. The Walking Dead Season 8, let me just say this up front, it had the potential to be one of the best, if not my favorite, seasons. Because you gotta think about it, it is, the main point of this season is all-out war, which is the battle between Alexandria, the Kingdom, Oceanside, in Hilltop versus the Saviors. It's just going to be one massive battle with then zombies thrown into it. So now you're fighting each other. You already know that going in. It's going to be massive battles, and then zombie herds and hordes are going to have to appear, probably because you're freaking shooting bullets all the damn time. So it had potential to be one of the most wildly entertaining rides of a season. Instead, what they do is they give you 1 or 2 high episodes like that, and they'll give you 3 or 4 of just low, long, boring episodes where you would rather count the hairs on your arm and then finish the episodes. And it was just very disappointing. And it had some story decisions I did not appreciate. It had some ways to handle characters that I did not appreciate. The Carl thing, pretty much everyone agrees that they shouldn't have done what they did. I was one of the ones at the top. I had to take a break from The Walking Dead for quite a while after they did that. I just went, screw this. And I wasn't someone who was strongly dedicated to the comic. I just knew how important Carl was to the story. It made no sense, especially in the way they took him out. It was very lazy, very just, oh, well, you don't want to be here anymore. Okay, we'll just let you go out like every other one episode character goes out. It's very bland, very annoying, and uninspiring. You know, lack of creativity on that part. So that, and Rick's reaction to his death, you get a bit of the emotion in the episode of, and then after that, it's like if he stubbed his toe. He was upset in the moment, and then 5 minutes later, he seems like he's happy-go-lucky again. Well, not full on happy-go-lucky, but you get what I'm saying. He's back to the task at hand, which is defeating the Saviors. So that was ridiculous. They brushed over Rick's mourning of his own frickin' son. Think about this. Rick went crazy and cleared out almost an entire prison full of a massive herd of walkers by himself, only using an axe after Lori died in Season 3. If he did that in season 3, and in season 6, when Carl got his eye shot out, he tried to take out every walker in that herd in Alexandria in No Way Out storyline, you're telling me he would just get slightly upset and then move on after the fact? No, that's not how it fucking works. That's not how it's ever going to fucking work. Period. That's not how it fucking works, and that's not how it's going to fucking work. Rick wouldn't do that. Rick would be livid. Rick would go fucking bonkers for at least a little bit until someone brought him back down to earth. So season 8 brushes over that as well. So now you see my rant. 9th place. This is a difficult one because I really enjoy a lot of seasons. Now this is an unpopular opinion. 9th place is season 6. And this is a lot of people's favorite, or it's up there on people's lists. My reasoning for not liking it is the herd storyline at the beginning of the season. It felt too recycled and been there, done that storytelling. It felt like, oh hey, you liked herds, well let's make a massively long arc after a freaking herd, which is something we get in almost every damn season. And it just felt uninspired, like creativity. Now, season 6, did it have its highs? Hell yes. The No Way Out stuff when Carl gets his eye shot out, great stuff. The beginning of the wolves when you introduce them, great stuff. But they fall freaking apart because they have no influence over the end of the season. They appear for like 3 episodes. You have maybe the episode where they get introduced, they're good. Then the next 2 episodes you can kind of tell they're fading away, and then they end in like they're either 3rd or 4th episode featured in the freaking season, and you can tell they're trying to build them up as the main villain. I'm just like, well, that was trashy. Then you have, and it just drags. It just drags. It drags too much. You have the been there, done that herd storyline. Then you go to a great, about 3-4 episodes of No Way Out, which was amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. And then you have about the season finale of season 6 and maybe the episode before. Those 2 episodes were great. And I mean great. The rest of that, other than those 4, maybe 5 episodes of the 16 episode season, the other 11 or 12 were blah at the best. So that's my opinion. So 10th place season 8 and 9th place season 6, sadly. It's just the way the cookie crumbles, guys. And I know that's some unpopular opinions for some of you guys, but I can't bring myself to change my opinion on this. I did make a list down here. Hopefully I can freaking find it. At 10th place season 8, 9th place season 6, and in 8th place season 2. Season 2 is an underrated season. I think it gets way too much hate. It's actually a great season in my personal opinion. It had some of my favorite episodes of the entire show. When the 18 Miles Out is one of my favorite episodes of the entire series. So when you look at it from that perspective, 18 Miles Out is amazing stuff. But other than 18 Miles Out, it's just kind of blah content. So even though 18 Miles Out is great and awesome shit, right? It drags at times. I don't know if it's not Jarhead. There's something called that. Something similar to that, where it's Trigger Finger. That episode was really good. Is it Nebraska? Or is Nebraska the mid-season finale? There's Pretty Much Dead Already. I think it's Pretty Much Dead Already. I think Pretty Much Dead Already is the one where Sophia walks out of the barn. That's a great episode. The finale episode, great episode. Shane's death episode, great episode. So, in general, a lot of great episodes. So yeah, a lot of great episodes about, and the premiere episode I thought was good. So, the season premiere episode was good. The early part of that season was good. And then it drags, getting close to the middle. It picks up at the middle, drags a bit more, and it's good at the end. So that's that season for you. So it has a good beginning, a good middle, and a good end. But getting to those, because if it's a 16, season 2 is a 13 episode format. So about the first 2 episodes were good. Then once it got to about episode 6 or 7 is I think where Sophia comes out of the barn. So episode 7 and 8 were pretty good. and then 12 and 13 were good. So that is why it gets put up above those other seasons, but not quite so high because it does drag at its moments. But season 2, it's so great to look back on it because you get to see Shane again. Man, what a job Jon Bernthal did with portraying Shane. You get to see Maggie, and who's still in the show. They just need to bring her back and freaking the finale. So yeah, that would be 8th place season 2. 7th place season 1. I know people who have this higher. I know people who have this lower. I think season 1 is one of those seasons you can look back on very fondly and have a great time with, but also not take it too seriously in the fact that it's only 6 episodes, so you and your friends could sit down and watch it and be done like that. But it's still great storytelling when it was very simple. It had a more confined, smaller group of characters to focus on, and some people believe that the show fell off once they got to the prison or after they left the prison. So I've talked to people who believe that once it got to the prison it fell apart, or after they left the prison it fell apart. To me, it got at its best right after they left the prison, and then it started to go downhill once they got to Alexandria. That's my personal opinion, and then it picked up a bit at season 7, and then it went way downhill in season 8, picked back up a little bit in 9, but not as much as people say. We can get to that a bit later. So 7th place is season 1. Very underrated season. It's been a while. Check it out. Only 6 episodes. You could binge it in one day, and it won't nearly feel like a 5-hour watch, I promise you. So 6th place is season 10. So you can tell I've only seen a few episodes here and there, but I'm still putting over a good chunk of the seasons. So I acknowledge season 10 is definitely an intriguing season, given the fact that you have next to none of the characters left, and you're having constant group of actors leaving. Danai Gurira is leaving probably for the Rick Grimes films. You have Lauren Cohan as Maggie. They're trying to reintroduce her back into the show. Norman Reedus is getting really busy, and there's rumors of him hit or miss with maybe Marvel. So you never know at this point about removal or coming back or whatever. It's just kind of all over the place about what's going to happen. So I hope, in all honesty, it works out. But I honestly wouldn't be surprised to hear anything different. And in 5th place, right smack dab in the middle, is season 9. And I'm not saying season 9 is blah. I'm just saying, to me, it is good. It deserves to be in the middle because it's something that could go up maybe with some watches. But right now, I can't put season 9 that high. And the reason why was it felt weird not seeing Rick. And I know Rick was in the first 5 episodes, those were amazing episodes. Like, I'm talking, every single one of those episodes was at least an 8 out of 10. With his final episode, until he gets reintroduced back, because there's no way if they manage to kill him off, you've already killed off the character who technically in the comic is supposed to be, I think, the remainder of the Grimes, and then you kill off Rick too. That's the ultimate middle finger. Now I get it for shock factor and holy shit they killed Rick, but you've got to understand that it just doesn't make that much sense in the overall story. After you've already managed to do it to Carl, don't do it to Rick too. But anyway, those first 5 episodes, which were Rick's farewell episodes to season 5, were amazing. I wish they would have showed teases to the Whisperers, though, with Rick there. I would have liked to have seen his thoughts about the beginnings of the Whisperers, at least. So that was a bit disappointing. We didn't get to see his, at least, reaction to some teases of what was to come, as opposed to what did. So that was a bit disappointing. But definitely season 9 is still fun to watch. And if more of the characters were there and they weren't constantly leaving or being reintroduced and having that uncertainty, I'd probably enjoy season 9 a little bit more. I'd probably have it about 4th or 3rd place on my ranking if Rick was there the whole season and then he left at the finale or an episode before the finale or something like that, then I would put it in third place. And I'm not a massive Rick guy. My favorite character was Daryl for the longest time, and it became Glenn in season 6. So you know how I feel about season 7 premiere. It was rough for me to watch, especially considering Abraham was another one of my faves. He got jumped up there quickly after you kind of saw his story about why he acts the way he does, and I really grew to like him too. So those were some. I lost 2 of my favorite characters in the same episode, same method. And another one of my favorite characters was responsible for one of my other favorite characters' death. Like that's the ultimate roller coaster of emotions and the ultimate middle finger to my emotions as a Walking Dead fan. And The Day Will Come You Won't Be episode. And speaking of the name of that episode, that's a callback all the way to season 1. At the CDC, Dr. Edwin Jenner, when he finally opens the door there, because the location's about to do self-destruct, they're able to attempt to find a way out, and they have about 2-3 minutes left on the clock. And they were all telling him thank you and stuff, and Rick says that, and he says the day will come when you won't be. Like, we're very appreciative of this, and you'll say the day will come when you won't be. And then someone repeats that in the season 6 finale. The day will come when you won't be. So then we were thinking about that. People have been watching since the beginning. So I loved that callback of a title. And at that moment, he really wasn't thankful. He probably, a lot of him wishes that he didn't have to experience that. Grow so close with somebody and watch them just get, but that's still yet to come. So now you know season 7 is above season 9. And it's above 5th place. So season 7 is one of those seasons that the people who do like it, I've seen people who love it, but the people who don't tend to put it really low on their list. They don't really hate on it. They just say it's slow. 4th place is season 3. Season 3 is another underrated season, I think, in the fact that when you look at it now, not many people talk about the season besides the fact of, oh man, the governor was so cool. I liked it for Merle returning and seeing all the shades of the governor, not just the fact that we got the governor, we were getting the prison, or the twist of Lori's death being in season 3 as opposed to how she went out in the comic. I enjoyed seeing those twists, of course, but I liked the idea of what they were able to do in the way that they did do it. So 4th place is season 3. And the 3rd place is season 4. So as I mentioned, my favorite stuff in The Walking Dead is post-prison, before Alexandria. That's my favorite stuff. So season 4 is 3rd place. I absolutely love, another one of my favorite episodes is called After. And you see Rick and Carl, Rick's beaten down after the near-death altercation he had with the governor. And he has solo scenes where he's kind of examining himself, looking at all the bruises and swelling and, just all the health conditions it looks like he has. And you can tell he's afraid. He thinks he ain't gonna survive. And, but obviously you're not gonna tell your kid that. You're gonna act like you're fine. So what happened was, I loved that sequence, especially the sequence in After, where right after Carl's kind of sticking the middle finger to his dad Rick, saying, I don't need you anymore, I'm a man, I can do things on my own, you couldn't protect anybody. And that's just sad. That's irritation, that's disappointment, and that's feeling sad and melancholic to the fact that they lost their home base. They lost their society and their grip on society and their ability to have a society. They lost that. So that's why Carl was so like F you in that scene. And then when that happened with Rick, and Rick was almost zombie-like, shallow breathing and kind of reaching and all that, Carl thought that his dad had come, reanimated as a walker. and he went to go shoot him and couldn't. That was just one of those scenes that was just so heavy, and it hits you so hard. And so that episode was great. And getting introduced to Abraham, Rosita, and Eugene, that was awesome. Now, at the time, I read the comic up until the prison, and I stopped reading at the almost before the governor invasion, I believe, before the show started. And then I've watched the show, so I know of that portion. I don't know of anything beyond that, but I do think I have enough of the books there to get through the prison, I think, and on to other stuff. I do think I have that many, because I do have the Walking Dead. They sell them in individual issues, they sell them in compendiums, they sell them in hardcover books, and I have like the first 5 or 6. I can't remember if I have the first 5 or first 6 of the Walking Dead books, but of course I'm wanting to buy more, and as time goes on, I'll definitely buy more. But season 4 was just so well done, introducing new characters, and then just the idea of they're all on the road. They don't know if they'll ever see each other again, if anybody else survived. It's just that hopelessness, yet the few who are hopeful to go on, and others who are just kind of just going through the motions. And it's just such an interesting thing when you see, and I love how they did this. They tended to pair characters who are hopeful with characters who are just kind of going through the motions. Daryl, after the prison, was just kind of going through the motions. He was tired of losing people. He was tired of failure. He was tired of societal collapses. He was sick of losing groups and losing people. He just couldn't take it. So he just kind of shut himself off for a bit. And whereas Beth, she tried to remain hopeful that there were people out there because she couldn't accept that everything was gone. So it's kind of in the same vein with Daryl and Beth, and I love the Daryl and Beth stuff in season 4. That was some pretty cool stuff. So that's another reason why. And the lead into Terminus, and with that cliffhanger and the train, I will agree and say the cliffhanger at Terminus is the best cliffhanger of the show. It is definitely the best cliffhanger of the show. So that's another reason why season 4 is pretty up there. Now, second place, season 7, which is pretty high up on a lot of people's, and compared to a lot of people's ranking. I put season 7 where I put it. And the reason why I put season 7 all the way up there was the first episode was exactly what it needed to be. A brutal, intense, emotionally savage introduction to Negan and the Saviors. It needed to be that, and it was that. So it got the job done. It got the job it needed to get done. It got it done. So it did what it needed to do. And I'd like to introduce the communities. It dragged a bit here and there, but Jeffrey Dean Morgan's Negan was at its peak here, and he was really just having fun with it. And I know they weren't very comic accurate in terms of the dialogue that he did say. Now, they did censor it a bit and add in some snarky sarcasm and humor to kind of lighten it a little bit to make it more TV friendly. But the dirty, the brutal lines, the disturbing lines, the eerie lines that he says are almost word for word comic. So it does make it a little less inspired, but for the comic fans, it makes it a lot more entertaining to read and experience. So, and still the delivery from Jeffrey Dean Morgan was really amazing and just very well done there. So that's another reason season 7 is quite up there. And the finale episode of another emotional roller coaster, thinking, wait, is he really about to kill Carl? The Walking Dead couldn't do that. If they did that, I'm done. I'm out of here. Peace out. Which is what I did in season 8. But, and they did. They kind of pulled a fast one on you. And then the whole group comes in, Kingdom, Hilltop, Oceanside. I can't remember I think they got introduced at that point. And then they were a part of it as well. So all the groups were fighting off the Saviors in Alexandria to kind of have those numbers to then begin all-out war in Season 8. So, to me, Season 7 had a great setup for Season 8, and Season 8 just kind of let the bottom fall out. Whereas the end of Season 7 really set up really set it up well. And in the highs of season 7 were really good in terms of eerie, intense, dark, hopelessness and dread. But it got hopeful even through the dread, which was a good thing they were able to manage and balance, I believe. Is it as watchable as some of the other seasons? No, but in terms of the execution, it's one of my preferred ones to praise. And so, from my personal taste, which we all know which leaves which one at number 1, The Walking Dead Season 5. What an amazing season. This is The Walking Dead masterpiece style. You couldn't make a better season of a television show than The Walking Dead Season 5. It's just not going to happen unless you're Deadly Class Season 1. But The Walking Dead Season 5 was just so perfect. It was just so everything it needed and then some. It was all of those things. And it was just so well balanced and well done. And it was just so amazing to watch. And it was just amazing to experience. So you gotta think about so much happens in that season. The fallout of Terminus. They're on the road again. They find Father Gabriel and they hold up in that church. Eugene lied about knowing the cure. Beth is revealed to be alive at the hospital. The tragedy of Dakota episode. They're on the road some more, but now they're beaten down. They just lost hope right in front of their eyes a little bit that they were starting to gain back. Now they're just kind of going through the motions to just be able to breathe. Then Alexandria. So a lot happens in season 5. And it is just amazing experience in season 5. So truly an amazing season. It's just that season 5 is as close to a masterpiece as The Walking Dead in terms of a whole season is ever going to get. Ever. It's the best it's ever going to get. So, that's my ranking for The Walking Dead seasons. So, if you watched The Walking Dead and if you liked what you watched here about hearing my opinions on the seasons, leave a thumbs up, much appreciated. And if you like this and film rankings and opinions and film reviews, along with maybe filmmaking tips coming along in the future, that is what I do on my channel here. Click that subscribe button, much appreciated. I'll see you guys in the next one. See you around.